Breaking the fourth wall time. Hello, camera. Hello. Long time no see. Oh, let's get our light right here. Hello, Forage Box. Well, hello, YouTube fans. Welcome back to Forage Box TV. That's the name of it. It's just me. It's been a while. Ooh, that's a lot of sun. It's been a while since we last spoke. It's currently September, very nearly October actually, September 2022. The last time we spoke I think would have been maybe January time. Hang on, I'm just getting out of the way of the sunlight there. There we go. It would maybe have been January sort of time. I think by my recollection it'll be cooking limpets and things like that on a fire. It was a coastal thing, basically saying to you, I haven't really uploaded many of these photos, these videos. So this is me checking back in to say, yep, that's still the case. A lot has happened since we last spoke. I don't mean politically or global events, I mean in terms of me and the little business I run. I'll update you in a little bit, but I just thought I'd welcome you to these beautiful woods. Because it's September, this is usually very busy foraging time, teaching and other stuff, but I do need some time off every now and again, so I've taken 2 days off, or 2 nights off really, a full day today. I've been picking lots of lovely mushrooms and spending time in the woods without a camera, which has been nice, but also without crowds of people you know, telling them, or teaching them, sorry, I should say, about all the wonderful things there are to forage. So you join me at 5:30 out in the woods, one of my favourite woods. It's somewhere I've never been in September, October time. I always tend to come towards the end of the year when things have calmed down a bit, or I've been in sort of February time when things haven't really got going yet. It's a lovely old wood. I think it's probably ancient, given that there's old yew trees and beech trees, and I mean there's loads of yew trees and oak trees. Lots of lovely indicators to suggest this is an ancient wood. And as such, should be a nice place to find mushrooms. We'll be on the lookout for anything we can eat, basically. I've got some stuff in my basket. Again, I'll save all that for later on in the video to tell you what I've been finding today. Yeah, I don't think there's much else to prattle on about. I'm going to cut away now to some picturesque footage to show you how glorious it is being out here. You're obviously living this vicariously through YouTube, but you should really get out there because, as I've discovered, it chills you out. It's good for the soul, good for the mind, good for the body, and good for nature if you're doing it correctly, if you're out there leaving no trace and all that. Anyway, cool. I'll see you... Oh, no. Must stop doing that. I've got to stop pushing the button as though we're on FaceTime, so I'm going to say... bye-bye. No, I'm going to say, see you. Let's go on with it. That's what I'm going to say. Anyway. How about that for peace and quiet? Other than listening to me blowing out my arse because I'm unfit, there's nobody here and it's a lovely space to be in. Not any sign of any mushrooms yet, but I'm not that bothered. Maybe you are, because that's why you've tuned in, but I'm sure we'll find something interesting. I'll certainly show you some of the edible things that I found today, but it's just a way of catching up and getting back into the swing of these. I realised I didn't say hello and introduce myself. I'm going to let you go and explore other videos on the channel to find out what my name is, if that's really important to you. Yeah. Oh, bad light time, here we go. I've got about an hour of sunlight left, so I'll try and get this done. We found a mushroom. Brace yourselves, it looks rubbish, and there is a big hefty well, not carnivore, maybe it is a carnivorous one, but there's a big old slug on it. This is par for the course when it comes to mushroom foraging. The only thing I will say, Don't eat slugs, they contain lots of parasites. I've heard about people on stag do's and things like doing stuff like that. Morons who then end up in hospital with long-term liver conditions and stuff like that. Just check you're not got any slugs on it. Down we go. Down here. This appetizing looking beast. This is a porcini. Believe it or not. This guy knows. Might just discard you, mate. Off you go. There you go. You can come back later. Here we go. This was a beautiful porcini penny bun. You can see the shape. Very clear. This would have had a lovely brown top. As it happens, the slugs really love these as well as the people. What I'm going to do is I'm going to... Oh, no I'm not. It's pretty loose. I'm going to take it with me and clean it up, and that will definitely go in my tea. I'm not fussy. There we go. So, I can't do this whilst I've got the camera, but you see all the muck on the bottom there. I'll chop that off. There's enough tasty bits left. Just a full sort of explanation. A lot of people are squeamish about this sort of thing. Every dried mushroom you buy in the shop that's in this family of mushrooms will have been covered in slugs, no doubt. I'm talking your mixed porcini mix at you know, some posh supermarkets and stuff like that. So there's really nothing to worry about it. Same as if you pick some lettuce from the garden, chances are it's got some slugs on. If you just brush them off, that's it, it's fine. Yeah, best not to think about all the other stuff, you know, all the food that's grown in poo and things like this. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to tidy this up, pop it in my basket. Oh, hello. That's meant to be an arty shot, but here we have another little bolete. Tiny little one. This looks like a brown birch bolete. Yes, brown birch bolete. Notable by its sort of, whoop, where are we? Zoom properly. Brown cap. Another slug has had a brighter munch than this. You can see there's no colour on it that's blue or red. That means that we know it's a safe one to eat. I mean, for beginners, I mean. And then its stem is covered in this sort of slightly brown, blacky, let's say I'm afraid the zoom's not working. There we go. Slightly pimpled look to it. It'd be lovely to find some more. I'm just scanning around. They tend to grow in reasonable numbers, but perhaps not today. Again, another edible. Only a wee diddly one, but it'll certainly, well, it will go into our mushroom mix for tea. Gracefully, flop to the floor with a big bag. Hello again. Just having a little lie down. Because in the undergrowth, I don't know if you can make it. Actually, let me just tilt the camera forward ever so slightly. There we go. This little guy, star of the show. So this is a teeny tiny porcini, bolete, sep. Penny bun. I quite like the name porcini, sounds poetic. But sep allows for greater puns. September, which means that it's been a bumpy year. I guess seps on the beach. You know, use your imagination. There are others. They are with a little tidy up. Little tidy up. Got ourselves what some people refer to as a bouchon. But basically, a little button equivalent of this. Now I think I'm probably going to take this home. I've got a few more of these in the car, and I'll tidy it up, make sure there's no little creepy crawlies hanging around in there, and perhaps pickle them or ferment them for saving later on in the year, because they are quite, I mean, they're cute, but also they're very practical for tarting up smart dishes. I need to stop doing that as well at the end of videos, don't I? You can see I'm out of practice. So yeah, this is going into the basket, but it's not necessarily going into our tea. We'll see how many more we find. Although we're only, all the filming I've done here, really, we're only 20 minutes in, and about halfway to the site that I think is a good one to stick my hammock up, so. Oh yeah, I'm staying overnight. I didn't mention that. It's not a very professional video, this one. It's just me coming to say hello. And yeah, right, into the basket, and now I'm gonna squeak and groan as I climb to my feet. Oh. There we go. How about that? How are you liking basket cam down there? Shall I leave you down there to scour the floor with me? Is that a good angle? I don't know. I've slightly fallen out of love with using this GoPro, just because it let me down a couple of times earlier, or later last year. I think it was a bit water damage, which, anyway, now I'm just rattling on. Shut up, Jim. Right, this is basket cam. This is me walking down a little slope. I think I'm going to head up there. So I think the next time I see you, or you see me, or we meet again, I'll be up there putting the camp up, and it takes a wee while to get things up, and I'd rather do that in the light as much as possible. So off I go, walking. Try not to fall on my bottom. Back on with the basket cam. Look what I've found on this old log, right next to camp. There we go. Oyster mushrooms. Well, that one's in good nick. There aren't that many. I'm surprised, really. It's nice, nice wood for it. Maybe a little bit old. The tree is technically still alive, so there's enough nutrition there for it. Because there's only one, I think we'll leave it where it is. But needless to say, they're lovely. Old. On a yew tree, which is not as bad as people maybe originally thought, but as a very old chicken of the woods, a celebrity in the foraging, well, no, in the sort of Master Chefy world. There we are. A teeny tiny palate, bay palate, I think. I'll pick that as well. Nice little bush. Oh, it snapped. There we go. Yep, a little bay palate, I believe. Maybe not. How's it bruising? No, I think. Oh, where are we? Possibly. Let's see what we're doing with the camera. Either way, it's edible. It's going in the bag, just as I was starting to set up. Bag. In the basket, I'm going my tea. Right, I'm sure you'd all love to see me put up my hammock and tarp and stuff like that, but I'm just going to do that thing. Hang on, what do? We do that little hand closey doodah crap that people do, don't we? Is that about right? I guess so. Now we go, whoa, boom. Yeah, I'm just gonna set it up, okay? Hello. Here I am again. It took me a little bit longer because I've not used my stuff in a while, but classic setup. Tarp over the top, hammock there, under quilt, got all my fun stuff hiding away over here. Got myself, we're gonna hook this bad boy as well. The Bushcraft Essentials Bush Box, Bush Box XL, can't remember. It's a little stove, it packs down like that. Got my saw, Laplander, for those of you who are interested, for gear freaks out there. Gonna make a little fire in this so it's nice and safe. But it acts as a stove, and I've got a pan hiding under my gear down there. that will allow me to show you the mushrooms I got today. I have got some couscous and stuff like that for tea, but you don't need to watch me eating couscous on camera, do you? Unless you do, and then let me know, maybe in the comments below, and I can maybe do a little spin-off series of me eating couscous in the woods. I'll think of a good name for it as well. Right, so cut a montage of me chopping wood, or well, slicing wood, cutting wood, and the fire going. Let's make this a cutaway by doing this. Whoop. I got distracted collecting wood because I found a great little patch of porcinis. Now unfortunately the deer, I assume the deer, stamped on a lot of them, but there's a good handful there. Most of these will go in tea because they're a bit scrappy. Some of them I'll save. Wow, I mean this is 10 meters away from where I'm camping now. So what I think I'm going to do is probably go for a nice mushroom hunt in the morning, and obviously you're coming with me, so that'll be exciting. However, I'm just going to pop these near the basket. I don't want them to get the dirty mud in the basket before tidying them up. Then go and collect some more wood before it gets dark. It's actually, because of the cover of the trees, it's not as dark as it might seem. You can still see the flushed, wrinkled, aged cheeks I've got going on. But I do need to go and get some wood, so I've got to hop to it. There we go. Right then, campers, our stove and fire is a go-go. Just try not to burn the handle. Getting the oil nice and hot. Careful. There we go, getting the oil nice and hot. What mushrooms are we going to throw in then? Well, the first one to go in, because it needs good cooking, is this little bad boy. This is a blusher. Now, it's a member of a family that you've got to be very, very careful with, because it can look like some deadly lookalikes. Namely, or most distinctly, a mushroom called the panther cap, which, incidentally, I found my first one of today. So I took a nice photo and left it where it is, because it's, you know, potentially deadly. This one, however, a couple of key features to distinguish it. First of all, it blushes. It stains red, so any bruising or nibbling of slugs, and slugs like this one as well, look, you can see on the side there, it'll have a nice red fleck. Now, it doesn't really come out on the camera here, but there's also, if you look at the skirt, can you see that? The skirt has got little, let's say they're grooved, it's got a groove to it. Now, I don't think this camera, I think it's trying to find my face. There we go. That's very, very distinct. It's a nice key difference. And we're just going to burn the oil if we're not careful. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to chuck that in. There it goes. Whoop. Let it do its thing. I'd like all the moisture to come out of this one, so there's a lot to cook with. Now I've got more oil. Ooh, careful pan. There's plenty of oil to come. There's also plenty of mushrooms to come. There's another blusher, which is a sort of tired looking cap. But that one can go in. What else have we got hanging out in our basket that we can chuck in? This is called, this one here is called a charcoal burner. Now, charcoal burner are a member of the brittlegill family. This one will need tidying up, so I'm going to have to put this down in a second. And a nice easy feature of the brittlegill family is if you rub the grooves, rub the stem, what am I talking about? Rub the gills would usually crumble. However, with the charcoal burner, that is not the case. Now, I'm not really demonstrating it very well on this one because I'm using it one-handed. However, I can assure you it is a charcoal burner. It's a nice big example of it. I'm going to slice this one up and chuck this into my pan as well. And then basically just start adding things into the pan. You can join me for all of it. These are deceiver mushrooms. Here we have porcelain fungus. Not really spoken about in kind of gourmet terms, but I actually quite like them. Down here, this is a deer spike. Beautiful mushroom with lovely pink gills. Can you see the pink tint there? Very nice. And then a mountain of porcini that I found that I'm going to sort of segment in at the end. It'd be nice to chuck some herbs and stuff like that in, but I sort of ran out of time. Pretty good. So, dishing up. Put my hot pan over there. Try not to burn myself. Hot steamy plate of shrimmage. Now what have we got? We'll pull out the first things. Charcoal burner. Ah, it's hot. Oh. First one of the year. Beautiful. So good. So meaty. Where's the blusher hanging out? I think that's one of my blushes. Really delicious. An underrated mushroom because of its potentially deadly lookalikes. It appears in your key books. A load of porcini, which, as expected, divine. What else we got? Oh, here's a deceiver that looks actually properly mushroomy. They're alright. They're more interesting. They're a bulker. What else? Porcini. I think you get the gist. I'm just eating my tea now. It's very difficult filming and doing this. I'm not a proper YouTuber, influencer type person, so I don't really like the old filming everything I'm doing. Instead, what I'm going to do, I'm going to enjoy this. I'm going to probably cut away with the fire going again in a bit, and then I'll probably see you in the morning. In the morning, I'm not going to get you to watch me put my tent down. I'm not going to get you to watch me put my tent down. What I will do instead is we'll go for a little dawn mushroom forage up where I was finding those porcini before. We might be able to find some of the other bits and bobs that I've enjoyed from my tea. Other than that, it leaves me to just say good night. And palm the camera. Good morning, campers. Am I allowed to say that? Feels like someone else's. Good morning, foragers. There we go. How are we doing? Had a lovely night's sleep. A little bit chilly because my under blanket was. I didn't set it up right. It had one of the baffles or one of the toggles at the end hadn't been pulled tight, so it was a bit chilly on my back. But it was fine. I've had a good night's sleep. It's now 8 o'clock, so I woke up at 7ish, which is about what I would at home, but it was lovely being rocked to sleep by the hammock. Listen to the wildlife. Something was having a right old snuffle behind the canopy over there. I think it might have been a badger. A couple of holes dug. Didn't get to see it, but there you go. Right, well, as promised, we're going to go for a little stomp up into these woods up here. Got my takeaway coffee, as you can see. I'm stood in exactly the same place that I found those extra porcini yesterday when I was looking for firewood. The space that we're in is 20 metres, 10 metres, 20 metres from where we camped last night. So, I'm going to probably do a cutaway of me walking up this path, because that's how these things are meant to be filmed. Yeah, let's go. Is this what you want? I haven't even got my basket, because basket cam is emptying it. It's definitely someone else's thing walking back to the camera, but it does seem a bit silly walking away. So look, why don't you just come with me? Let's go. Me again. Found some straight away within 2 seconds. I've only just finished my coffee. And down here we have an amazing little selection of tiny little, I mentioned they're sometimes called bouchon. I don't know if that's a cool name or not. There we go. So I'm going to plunk you just there. Ah, these are bay baletes. So this one's slightly crumbled, but see, bay refers to the colour. There's quite a few of these dinky little ones hanging around, so I'm just going to spend my time neatening them up, and they are going to pickle beautifully. Look at that. Now this would, given the opportunity, grow to maybe 20 times this size, maybe even bigger. Grows to a big full-size mushroom, but as it happens, they're short-lived, and the slugs are already having a go on. Well, you can see. Oh, that's a porcini, that one. That would have been. The slugs have had a right old munch on that one. What else have we got hanging around? Come with me. We got some more down here, look. Can you see? That was an acorn that I just nudged, but right next to it. This bad boy here. Oh, try and pull it out nicely. Again, broken in my hands because it's a bit fragile where the slugs have had a munch. What else we got? Signs of old porcini hanging around. I'm not going to take that one. That's a bit minging and old, but keep your eyes peeled because there's always a chance of it. Oh, there you go. Bay baletes do grow in troops, they say. Maybe they're not officially troops, but in good numbers. There you go. Look at that. That's picturesque, isn't it? Should we make this the picture of the video? I think we might. Back in a sec. Porcini in the basket, and then, oh, elegantly done. Another beaut. Doing a quick check to see if there's any more. We're under predominantly oak and yew trees here, which maybe when you see reference doesn't suggest the best place to find porcinis, but everything I've found so far has been indeed under oak. I found chanterelle yesterday under oak trees, so good place to look for them. Traditionally maybe not the best place, but it's obviously doing alright at the moment. Cool. There you go, one beautiful clean penny bun in the basket. Right, elegantly get up from here. Pretend I'm not going to pick the camera up now. I'll forget it. Well, a nice specimen of a porcini there, which we'll pick in a second, but it gives me a good opportunity just to sit down. I've got a cough, sorry. It gives me a nice opportunity to sit down and chat to you at arm's length about what I have been doing recently and why it's been so quiet on this channel. Don't worry, I'll keep this quick. So in January, or when we last spoke, it was the business was, or the company was doing subscription services. It was a subscription service and online retail and stuff, and since then we've stopped doing that because of various reasons, postal service being one of them. The postal service is struggling and we weren't able to get fresh food out to people, but it was also getting to the point where it was becoming unsustainable, and therefore it doesn't work, because that's not what foraging is about. It's about looking after that, and meeting the demand month on month wasn't working. There are a couple of companies out there that still offer them, and I would question their sustainability policy, because if, you know, when it goes over a certain number, the reach that is required for picking that sort of thing doesn't work, in my opinion. So we knocked that on the head in May, I think it was, but in March, as a bit of an overlap, maybe it was April, I can't remember. In March, we first started testing the waters for opening up our new project, which is the Wild Deli. Now, the Wild Deli is based in Lymm in Cheshire, or South Manchester sort of area. So if you're swinging by that way, please do come and say hi. Everything there is, it's a showcase of everything wild and forage. So we've got products on the shelves. Everything is either made in-house or by other little companies a little bit like ours who specialise in wild and foraged ingredients. So we've got beers and wines and spirits and non-boozy bits. So we've got lots of dried mushrooms, dried herbs, some certain spices. We've got wild ketchups. We've got all sorts of fantastic things. There's loads of stuff to do. So if you're interested, check out check out the Wild Deli. You can find a link down below. I'll put a little link in there. What else? Well, we also do takeaway food. We do coffee as well, which isn't foraged, but it is ethically sourced, let's say. It's not just from a big company. We have been very careful as to where we get our coffee from. So you can come in and you can get yourself a nice coffee. We make it barista style. There's no button that we just push on the machine. We make it with an espresso and all the rest of it. So it's good stuff. But the takeaway food is all forage, so it's all wild. So this week I think we had a wild green soup, some mushroom pate, a hawthorn jam tart. I can't remember off the top of my head. The menu does change weekly pretty much, and sometimes daily. If we sell out of one thing, we'll reintroduce the next thing. So we've had things like, we've got muntjac, which is a wild deer, muntjac sausage rolls with prince mushroom, which is a beautiful mushroom that smells and tastes a bit like fennel. And that has been a huge success, actually. It's been really popular with locals. Because we're at the quieter end of town, we do only open at the weekends, but also that keeps us in check with our sustainability. And, you know, we collectively get the ingredients during the week, design the dishes on a Friday, make up all the sort of mise en place, the prep of all that sort of stuff, and then on Saturday and Sunday, it's all go and the dishes fly off the shelves. So you should come check us out. Other things we've been working towards, well, I have to mention the C word. Christmas is just around the corner, and it does play a big part in our income. If you've been following the news recently, you'll know that times are hard, especially for small businesses and small income folk. You know, I'm not a hedge fund manager. You know, I try and keep this as unpolitical as possible, but obviously, as I'm speaking, the pound has so-called crashed, and the panic about what our you know, what our rent is going to do, what business rates are going to be like, what energy bills are going to be like for the business, and indeed my home, are slightly annoying. So if you're looking for more interesting presents this Christmas, we do workshop vouchers. So I teach it's about 4 days a week at the moment. Come 2023, we'll have a few more people on board to spread that load, but there'll still be loads. Maybe there'll be a workshop every day by 2024, but actually keeping it to the style it is. So there's workshops happening across the country. This is the UK, I'm afraid, and specifically England at the moment. No, not true. We do some in Wales as well. The other thing, the thing I wanted to mention about Christmas was we're going to have Christmas hampers. Now, these Christmas hampers will be made up for various different price ranges, various different budgets, I should say. They will include all sorts of different things. There'll be wines again, basically everything I listed that we have at the deli. There'll be a couple of exclusives that go into that basically go into the hampers only, so that you're getting a special product. But also there'll be the opportunity to buy baskets if you want to buy baskets. Sometimes people want to go and forage for themselves, which is great. That's what you should all go and do. I should say as well, another thing, and this is not a plant, I completely forgot I brought it with me because I had it with my tea last night. We've also launched the first in have I got it in here? That's olive oil. Oh, here we go. So this is wild garlic hot sauce. This is the first, hang on, can you see me? You see I've been using it. This is the first in our, potentially our new range. I don't want to do too many product things on sales. This is a battered old bottle. But wild garlic hot sauce, this is fermented. So it's fermented wild garlic and fermented green habanero chilies. So it's raw. It's not been cooked. It's got all the heat that you'd want. It's got a bit of funk from the fermentation process. It's obviously got that wild garlic hit. The lovely aromatic flavours of the habanero chilies. And there's a little bit of apple cider vinegar in there just to give it a little bit more of an edge on tang as well. It's really good stuff. There should be, hopefully by Christmas, another one of these. And it might be that we can get a little gift box put together. If not, please do check out the website and, you know, buy one, support me. Don't send another billionaire into space this Christmas. We don't need any more, you know, small bookshops from wherever they're from being supported. So there you go. I think that's enough selling. Yeah. Right, down to some mushrooming. This one is a perfect, well, not quite a perfect specimen. You see a slug has had a go on it, but how about that? Oh, how satisfying. Look at that, guys. Immense. There we go. That one is definitely about as good as it's going to get today, I think, because of the slugs. You can see just where the slugs have had it. It doesn't really matter. Oh, smells divine. So I'm going to neaten this up, chuck it in my basket. That will be the last time you hear of any marketing stuff, as it were. But, you know, I do have a living to make, so please support small businesses. Cool. Right, time to tidy this up. Hello. So, what have we got here then? Well, this is a silver birch tree. We're coming into the the newer bit of the wood. Well, I say newer, it's just where the birch trees are hanging out. And down in the undergrowth, we've got this little guy. Little guy, big guy. Whoa, look at that. There you go. So this is a pretty whopping, I have to say, orange, birch, bolete. Orange birch bolete. They aren't quite considered as tasty as porcini, but as next best go, bay boletes and orange birch boletes generally get the most favourable comparison. I don't find these too often, so it's quite an exciting one. But I think they're delicious. I think they're really lovely. So I'm going to neaten this one up, pop it in my basket and get excited. Just want to show you the progress I've been making through the wood. So it's a bit scruffy and scrappy in there, but it's nearly half full, I suppose. Most of these will get dried and powdered and turn into stocks and things like that, but it's been fairly hairy going, getting down this scrabbly bit. So it's been not really film friendly. So yeah, I'm going to try and find a few more bits and bobs as we get towards the van. And then home time, unfortunately, back to the many emails that are buzzing away in my pocket. Oh yes, a hedgehog fungus. Can you see tiny little spines? I think you can. Yeah, tiny little spines, there you go. Makes it one of the easiest to ID. A little bit trickier to find if you don't live near lots of lovely old woods. But they are one of the gourmet mushrooms. Let's say French cuisine gourmet. Really delicious, quite meaty, quite firm. You can see I'm squeezing it. There's not a lot of crumbling or anything like that, but a gorgeous one. Really, it's one of the first ones I've seen this year, and it's a whopper. Annoyingly, they usually grow in great big numbers, and I did have a scrabble around, but I couldn't see any. So yeah, in the basket, in for me tea. Let's have a look at how the basket is going. Got some big ones. These are all orange birch boletes that we found in that area. There's a couple there, a couple more porcini. Yeah, looking forward to getting that through the dehydrator and powdered and made into delicious soup and stock and maybe some chocolate, who knows. Anyway, let's crack on. Ugh, a fire scar. Leave no trace, guys. Leave no trace. Although that said, I wouldn't have stopped and stared quite as long. Because down here, this little guy, how about that? Beautiful purple. You see the gills? It's called an amethyst deceiver. Now usually you get them, yeah, you get them growing under beech. This is an old beech tree. I have found quite a few this trip growing under oak, in mixed oak wood, but predominantly oak. And usually, again, they grow in big numbers. Should we have a look around and see if we can spot any? Switch you back round. Oh, I should say they're edible as well. Nope, can't see another one. There you go, a couple of smashed glass bottles over there, which is great. As if by magic, as soon as I turn the camera off, I found a load more. So, there's a couple in here. There you go. So, nice and easy, really. They're getting dumped in the basket. Starting to look nice and colourful now. A few under there as well. Oh, there's loads. And helpfully growing under holly, which is a better place to look for mushrooms than you might think. Obviously, you just got to get in there. That's the problem. There we go. Drop them in nicely. Another few over here. Oh, they're pristine, these ones. They're in great nick. Right, well, there's quite a few. I'm going to turn the camera off because otherwise it's just me picking purple mushrooms, which is exciting as that is for me. Maybe not for you. Well, dear viewer, I've come back to a couple of little areas with all this holly in, and I can't really be bothered scrabbling around in the holly anymore. My basket's pretty much full. Nice big selection there. All it leaves me to do is to say thank you for watching. The usual thing of like and subscribe. Make sure that you give the channel a mention if you really like it, or whatever it is, and say nice things in the comments below. Get a few smart asses. Maybe this is asking for trouble, but a few smart asses talking about, you know, not mushroom in that basket and that sort of thing. And it's all funny, guys. It's all been heard before. Shake it up. Come up with some better mushroom puns below. Let's see if anyone can come up with a decent mushroom pun. One that does not revolve around being a fun guy or mushroom. Who knows? Maybe you'll surprise me. Yeah, like and subscribe, that'd be really nice. Head over to the shop. The links and stuff in the description. If not, that's fine. Have a look at some of the videos, that kind of thing. The more people watch these, the more more likely I am to head out into the woods and film some more. What's my best light? That's potentially a bit bright, isn't it? Bit of a whiteout. Let's go for a nice here. Oh, basket down. My van is literally just there, so I'm going to head back there in a second. Other than to say, it's been an absolute pleasure being out here. The reason I'm here is for me, but it was nice to bring you along as well. Yeah, I think I'm going to try and get a few more of these done. I don't know how many more before Christmas because it's a bit busy and it'll be getting a bit colder. That's not to say I can't camp out, but it will be trickier finding bits and bobs. There are a few stuff, obviously. Yeah, I think that might be it. It's been a real joy making this again. It's been really nice getting out again. Look after yourselves. Make sure your mind and body are at one with each other, and you find time to go and do something like this for yourself. The world will be a much, much better, much happier place if everyone spent a bit of time, not necessarily foraging, although I happen to believe that that is the case, but just spending time on their own outdoors, disconnecting from whatever devices. Obviously, I haven't been able to do that fully, but just disconnecting from devices, ignoring emails and phone calls from energy companies and things like this. It's a really pleasant experience. So, with that in mind, I'm going to leave you. I'm going to pop you down. How about a live shot? So I set you up on the floor, pick up my basket and make it look really natural as I walk down this hill here. So, little tripod. I imagine I have to move that leaf out the way. Pick up my basket, give you a... That's definitely not looking at me, is it? Let's try and make it so it looks at you at least. Come on, Jimbo. There we go. Bye-bye.